like to make a little shortcut here. I'm going to move this over here. Hit the Windows key, type T for terminal, hit enter, and I am in the terminal here. I need to be here though. I'm going to grab the properties, right click here, select all, copy. No, and normally in Linux you're supposed to be able to just right click there and go open in terminal and it will automatically do all this, but for some reason I haven't been able to get that implemented in my distro yet. I'll try to straighten that out later. Control Shift V to paste the path. Enter. Okay, so I'm here now. I'd like to make a backup copy of this program here. And so I'm going to use the copy program, CP, from the command line, and name a file o2.asm, and then you can provide a path or folder to put it in, but I'm just going to rename it. So that will be test.asm. There. So bang, I've just generated a backup copy. And then of course to compile our program we can just nasm test minus f binary file. The output is test.bin. There. So bang, there we just compiled our program. A lot of typing now. Let me grab this for later. I'm just going to highlight that, go Control Shift C, and then from here I'm going to call a program called cat, and then I'm going to write the output of cat into a new program called compile. Not comply, compile dot text. Like so. Okay, so it creates a new file here called compile.txt, an empty file, and we are automatically in edit mode from the command line. So anything you type here will end up in this file here. So I'm just going to Control Shift V, paste what I just had in memory, and hit enter to add an extra carriage return after that, and then to exit cat. Now I can just Control D, and now it's there. So I could double click here to read it, but what's convenient is if I want to compile something, now I can just call cat CO tab there, and boom, there's my reference, you see, from the command line. So I could just highlight that now and Control Shift C, Control Shift V. Okay, and I didn't like have to go down and click there. I just, while it was still highlighted, I did both. Control Shift C, Control Shift V, and bang, it pasted it at the command line and executed it. Why? Because I had put the carriage return at the end. See, so it did all of that and got to the end, and I didn't have to hit enter because the enter was already in it. Handy to do it that way. So next step, you recall running keymu to look at something. I'm going to go key tab x tab, and then our file test.bin. Yeah, I'm just going to run that real quick, and you do recall our one OS. Yes, the one. Great. So that again, there's another step. I'm just going to grab this here real quick, and again Control Shift C. It's in the computer's memory, and then instead of double clicking here and doing some editing, I'm going to call another program called vi, and name of program compile.txt. Okay, so it's a bit of a reader writer kind of thing, a little bit different, but you can run it from the command line, you know. So to begin actually editing, you hit I for insert. You can see down here it says insert now. So we're in insert mode. So now it's just like you know, whatever you write or type. You know, there you go. So now at the end of this first command now, instead of hitting enter and then doing some more stuff, actually, yeah, I'm all the way at the end. I am going to type and then is it Control V? Whoops, no, it is Control Shift V. Yeah, yeah, there we go. So that will execute these two commands consecutively. You can run it from the command line that way, or, in this case, I'm just going to save it out in a file that way. Enter at the end. There we go. And then to exit insert mode, you go escape. Okay. And then to get out of all this, I'm going to shift colon. You type a colon, basically, and now it gets you into this kind of editor command mode, and I can say colon Q, and I could just hit enter and it would save it, and you could continue doing more things. I'm sorry, S to save, W, not S, W to write, and it will, and then it'll save it, and then you can continue doing more editing. Or I can also go Q there, and it'll quit, or I can just combine both, WQ, and it will write and quit the cat file there. Nice. So just to I'm back at the editor, command line, not the editor. So to look at that again, I could of course go to cat or name a file, and there's the two commands consecutively, you see. So I could just like highlight that, Control Shift C, Control Shift V, and bang. You see that? It compiled it and opened it in Chemia. So what's nice about that is like I can just continue working from a file called test.asm if I like, and then when I have something I like, save it out as name of file, you see, and just always keep using the same compile command and the same test file, for a while, until we start doing more complicated things, just a little shortcut, way to, particularly maybe for this next exercise, which has a lot of commands, so you can follow along, you see, and you can write down each thing as you do it in a text file, you know. Um, as you go, oh, okay, do this from the command line, then do this from the command line, then do this, and then like put them all together into one thing, and it'll do all of that consecutively and nice and quick for you. Very nice. So it's kind of like making your own kind of pseudo macro. Um, Again, there's probably quicker and easier ways to do this in the world of Linux. There are 6 ways to do everything. I do try to look around and don't just find the first thing. I try and find 6 different ways of doing it and report back to you with the shortest, easiest method whenever I can. There's always workarounds. So there you go. Just something to help you save a little bit of time, in your day.